It's time for this week's Central Ozarks Medical Center High School Basketball Coaches Show right here on Lake TV. I'm William Holtz filling in for the great Chris Schneider, who is under the sunshine on vacation, and it's Osage Indians week. I have the pleasure of being joined by Coach Volkart and Coach Hinshaw with the Osage Indians. And guys, before we even get into it, we record this show on Monday, so you guys are still in Super Bowl hangover mode. Do we want to react to what we just witnessed on Sunday?
You want to start that one off?
Yeah, that was just a whooping.
Man.
I mean, it wasn't even a contest. It was really, as a Kansas City fan, it wasn't very fun to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, are you a KC guy too?
I mean, I'll root for the Chiefs because obviously location. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest football guy as far as going on during basketball season. I spend my free time usually watching film on whoever we've got to try to find a way to beat. So that's probably the most football I've watched, as far as I did watch 3 full quarters. So, and it probably couldn't have picked a worse one to tune into.
Sure. Well, that's your basketball coaches listening. Yeah. During season, they might like football, but you don't have time for that. But I want to ask, because your kids, like a lot of kids in high school, they love that. So girls and guys, coaches, how interested were your teams in that, and did they, get together and enjoy that experience?
To be honest, we didn't mention it. Not once did we mention the Super Bowl. So our focus has been on basketball, and like Coach said, I had to game tape on while I was watching the Super Bowl. So, that's been our focus is getting better on the season.
And it shows. Look, you guys, 3-game winning streak on the women's side, really catching fire. Guys, winners of 4 in a row, 7 of their last 8. So, hey, it's crunch time for both teams. And Coach Volkart, we'll start with you on the girls' side. You guys have really been coming on. Talk about your program and where you guys are at in the home stretch.
So, we won 3 in a row. We've been doing little things better, playing better defense. We've simplified some things on that side of the basketball, and haven't been giving up as many easy buckets. And we've been working on taking care of the basketball. If you don't turn it over and you don't give up easy buckets, you give yourself an opportunity to win. So that's really where we were at right now, and things are starting to come together from a execution standpoint, which also helps you win those close ball games. So, we talk about wanting to be playing the best at the end of the year, and we're starting to play our best basketball, so that's good.
Sure, and those familiar with your program, you guys are younger, and for not having a lot of seniors, it was pretty cool for you guys not only to win your senior night game, but to beat Blair Oaks in that fashion. What did that mean to this year's team? Yeah,
senior night's always a big night, whether you have 2 or whether you have 5. You want to go out and play well, and we did. We took care of our business and beat Blair Oaks, which is always a quality win for us, and we're really happy with our effort.
Sure. All right. So last time we saw you, Coach Hinshaw, fast start first year as the head guy at Osage after being Coach Engelbrecht's assistant for a handful of years. When Chris had you last time, you were off to a hot start, and you said, we'll see in a few weeks where we're really at. And well, that's continued. 15-4 on the season. Yeah. Where do you put this year's team at so far as you look at this home stretch?
Oh, they've been fun to be around. They've committed to trying to get better every day. And I think the biggest thing with this group is we've got at least 7 guys that could start on just about any team I've been fortunate enough to coach here as an assistant. And so it's tough. I mean, you've got guys coming off our bench that are capable of starting, capable of leading us in scoring any given night. So our ability to buy in, not get wrapped up in what's going on for us as individuals, that's what's allowed us to kind of be the team we've been so far.
Sure, and for you guys, you said it, a lot of success. A lot of those guys were back. What have you seen from maybe your senior leaders or maybe your bigs that you didn't expect? And maybe you might have seen it, but at this stretch in the season, you're getting a lot of output from a lot of guys.
I think the speed at which our guys adjusted to kind of what they were being asked to do is what really impressed me. I knew we had a great group, especially our senior class. I knew we had some guys that were going to be really good for us. Their ability to just kind of figure things out quickly was what shocked me probably the most. And that it allowed us to kind of get those early growing pains out of the way. And once those were done with, we were able to really focus on getting the tempo, the execution that we want on a night-to-night basis. So it made my job a lot easier as well.
Sure, we guys both roll. And feels good when both sides of the program hit this time of the season and you feel like you're playing your best basketball. Coach Volkart, before we go to break, I want to kind of find out, because you've had so many different contributors over these last few weeks since we saw you last, has there been anybody who's kind of stepped up and taken that next level that maybe no one saw coming?
You know, we, like Coach was talking about, we have had 6 different leading scorers throughout the year, and we have 6 girls that are averaging within a point of one another. So on any given night, we've had girls step up defensively, rebounding, offensively. It's just been a real total team effort. And we talk about 1 through, 10 is 10 just as important as 1. And that makes your life a lot easier as a coach when you get those kids to buy in. A couple weeks ago, we had 3 girls out for sickness, and we started some girls for the first time, and we competed and we played really well against a quality St. Elizabeth team. So that's what it's all about. So no, not one individual. We've had several individual efforts that have been really good. So we're really proud about where we're at right now.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around, and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid. Just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Mother Nature can't make up her mind what she wants to do outside, but inside, we've made up our mind we're gonna have a great President's Sale. Come check out the deals for every room of the house. We can deliver the entire lake area, and we have interest-free financing for 36 months. That's right, you get the great deals and interest-free financing. Come check us out, Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Back on the COMC High School Weekly Basketball Coaches Show, and it's Osage Indian Week. 2 programs that are rolling. We got our 2 coaches, Coach Volkart and Coach Hinshaw. And Coach Hinshaw, I want to find out a little bit about, because those that may not be familiar with the Osage program watching, you look super young, but man, you've been around and you've been a part of some awesome things the last few years at Osage. And so in your first year, what's your overall takeaway so far in this opportunity and in this role?
I mean, the biggest takeaway is just feeling of just being blessed. I was lucky to be given the opportunity as a first-year head coach at our size school. It has to be the right situation for you to be able to get that nod, that support. So that was big. And then walking into this group not many people outside our program probably thought highly of what we could do this year. But even Coach E as well, the cupboard was not bare when he left. He left me a group that me and him both knew could have a lot of success if some things fell into place. And I think, fortunately, they've bought into everything, not just me, but our staff, which I've got a phenomenal staff, has asked them to do. And it's allowed all of us to be as successful as we can. So.
And I mean, man, School of the Osage is a special district. And
yeah.
Coach, I want to talk to you, Coach. After all these years, you did some really successful things and kind of stepped away into administration. And then after coming back to Osage and not being a head coach, now you're back into it. Are you glad you made that decision?
Absolutely. I'm a coach and a teacher. That's who I am at nature. And I have enjoyed my time at Osage. It's been a breath of fresh air. Not that where I was at was bad. It was just I am doing now what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know that. And you get a little older, get a few more gray hairs, you start to realize, who you are and what you enjoy. And coaching it's in your blood. Once you get it in your blood, it's just hard to get out. And it's been a great opportunity for me, and blessed with great coworkers. My assistant coaches are great. Really rely on them heavily in their experience. It's just been a really good, overall good experience for me.
Awesome. All right, so now both of you guys in a really good place. The girls, like I said, at 8-10, but winners of 3 in a row in a district you guys can definitely compete in. The guys 15-4, winning a lot of games. But I want to find out that obviously you want to win them all, win a district championship, compete in state. But let's say that doesn't happen. What do you, as the head coach, and we're going to start with you, Coach Hinshaw, want this year's team, this group, to take away and want to learn from you as their head coach?
Well, I mean, it's not just learn from me. A lot of it is learning from the people around them, each other, we've got, again, like I said, we've got a really good staff of some older guys that have sat in that head chair before, some younger guys that can build relationships with them. My biggest takeaway is I just want them to be ready for what comes next. Regardless of how good you are, the ball stops bouncing sooner or later. So the biggest thing in our program is when these guys leave our program, they graduate, I hope we've taught them the lessons through sports, and they've taught themselves those lessons that kind of prepare them to lead in the community, but especially their family, and to be prepared to be a father, which is, I mean, we all know the sacrifice as far as being a part of a team is big, but when you become dad or a husband, sacrifice is key. Sure. You can't do that job well without being willing to sacrifice for the greater good. So just walking out of our program, that's what we've kind of hoped that we can get kids to understand, is the level of sacrifice it takes and the benefits that come from that to be a part of something special.
Yeah, Coach Volkart, and you on the girls' side.
Yeah, we talk a lot about being consistent. It's not what you do one day, it's what you do every day. And learning how to work with others and being respectful of others in a team. And ultimately, we're working for the game of life. Like Coach said, it's more about, through sports, what can we learn to help these kids be successful? And that's what we're most proud about.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, now I want to ask, because so many people watching high school sports, it's different, right? The game is so much different, not only from when you played, but Coach, when you played. Just kind of touch on the culture of the game and maybe some of the good differences and bad differences, and kind of why you guys still love it so much.
So the game is definitely different from the standpoint of the coverage. We were talking off camera about how, when I played, very few games were broadcasted. Now you can go on to Misha TV, you can go on to Huddle Fan, and you can see any game you want to in the Central Missouri or just all around the state.
Yeah.
That has changed drastically since I played. Scouting, like you can look at anything. If you want to see it, it's there. And that's just amazing as far as the coverage of the game and being able to see what kids can do around the state.
Sure. How about you as far as just those differences?
I mean, I think even from when I played, I think the game's in a better place as far as I think it's going to continue. We're going to see more and more skill. And it's just, you've got access to so much at your fingertips with cell phones, and there's good and bad. The good part is you're able to watch and learn from greats and other people in high school, just figure out kind of what makes certain guys tick at higher levels, and you can steal parts of their game. So that's the benefit of it. But at the end of the day, there's also some negatives. I think as far as skill-wise, yes, our game's in a better place, but unfortunately, living in that Instagram or TikTok generation, a lot of our kids get their basic understanding off 6 or 8 second highlights as opposed to the basic things that go into that. And then I think the biggest negative for me is the way social media has kind of affected rivalries. I mean, that's one of the coolest parts of high school basketball for me when I was in high school. Nowadays, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's Facebook friends or connected on Twitter or X, whatever it is right now. And that can make it a little different as far as that's not just some person from another town that you have to compete against. It's somebody you know, and there's good and bad to it. But